I'm J.R. Henley, a product developer for Weather Decision Technologies in Norman, Oklahoma. And we are a Google Maps API user. Right now we have weather maps using the Google Flash Maps API, and we have that embedded in about 250 or 300 newspaper and television websites.
Scott Ganson. I'm a senior software engineer for Weather Decision Technologies. I kind of do the nuts and bolts behind the scene programming to feed these guys data for their maps and things.
Tell us about your decision of going with the API.
We've been using the JavaScript API for quite a while, almost since it was released, and really wanted the ability to do the animations that we can do in Flash. So we actually had already started down the road of making our weather products available in a Flash application, and Google happened to be the first public release of a Flash API, and so it really worked out well for us that we had already were familiar with the Google product, and so we ported everything over and have been really happy with it.
Initially, I think during the beta stages, it was a little doggy, but I think now it's really performing very, very nicely. I would say from requests all the way through just regular processor usage and things like that on clients' computers. So it's been a great asset, I think.
So is there a specific version that
Now that I remember a version.
Yeah, it just seems to continually get better. They'll add enhancements and improvements, and at the same time, we're learning how to do things better with the Flash code, and so it's been a growing process, I think, for both Google and our company as well.
And so you mentioned the features. So what additional features that you would like to see in the future versions?
Right now we have some problems with, we load a lot of custom tile data, and we would like the ability to determine whether or not a tile has loaded successfully, or maybe a progress of a tile loading. We'd like to have something like that built into the API for both our tiles and for Google Map tiles. Sometimes with the API, the Google Map tiles themselves have a problem coming through. So.
And where do you get your data? What's your data?
We actually, I'll let Scott, you go ahead with that one, that's you.
Yeah, a lot of it, like you said, is custom tile layers. A lot of what we do are very dynamic data sets, such as radar data over the entire United States. It changes every 5 minutes, and so we create it all. It's been a very interesting process. I think we've had 3 different iterations on how we actually create the data and serve it into Google Maps and things. And it's fun though. It's challenging, that's for sure.
So what was the biggest challenge that you can remember?
I'll let you go from the client side.
And initially, the Google info windows weren't able to. You weren't able to do custom info windows with the Flash API, and our clients wanted to have control over the look and feel of what the info windows look like, and so we ended up not using the Google info windows at all, but we made map markers that when you would click on them, they would get big and look like an info window, but they were really just big map markers at that point.
That's a creative tool. What do you see as the future of mapping?
There's a couple things there.
I see a lot of mapping in the mobile space. You're already seeing that with Android, with all these smartphones. I think there'll be a lot more GPS integration. There'll be a lot more live data being fed into maps, and that's actually the project that I'm working on. It's called iMap Tracker, and what I'm doing with this is taking live video feeds from storm chasers in the field and plotting their location on a Google map, and you can click on a marker for their vehicle, and it opens a window that it'll show live video from their vehicle, which is kind of interesting. We've actually seen tornadoes happening in real time on a Google map, which is kind of fun and exciting.
Do you work with government agencies?
Our offices are right next door to the National Weather Center, so we're close by, and we have partnered with some, what would you call it, data?
It's more on the data side than I'd say the mapping side and the end user side.
What's your favorite mapping site besides your own?
Maps.google.com, I guess.
No, I didn't have an answer for that
I
question.
didn't either.
We always go to our own sites.
Yeah.
And were there any interesting war stories you want to share? Any big obstacles yet? The Maps API?
The Maps API itself? Huh. Well, how about the tile manager thing that you had to do?
Yes, for us initially there wasn't a custom tile layer overlay class available in the Flash API, and so for us to get animated radar which we were creating in tiles, we had to basically create a new map layer that had the Google tiles underneath our pseudo animated radar tiles. And getting that all to work and be really smooth was a pretty big challenge, but we ended up making it through. About the time we made it through that, then Google released the class to let us do that directly. So it worked out, yeah.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.